Young and Restless next week. Kane and Noah's insane gamble blows up. Total chaos. Young and the Restless spoilers for the week ahead have Damian Kane, Jermaine Rivers, pulling a fast one, Noah Newman, Rory Gibson, making a really bold suggestion and rolling the dice, and a special romantic standalone episode. We'll get into what's coming the week of December 8th for Nikki Newman, Melody Thomas Scott, Phyllis Summers, Michelle Stafford, Crazy Mitch Matt, and everybody else. Young and the Restless. Noah survives. Alright, let's kick it off with Noah Newman. He just survived a life-and-death ordeal with Sienna Beale and her insane husband, Mitch Matt. The guy tried to force Noah to take highly addictive and possibly tainted fentanyl. He either wanted to get him addicted or kill him, and I don't know if Matt cared which one. Then when Detective Burrow tried to arrest Matt on drug charges, the other detective, Annie, double-crossed her co-worker and threatened to shoot Burrow. The bottom line is Noah and Sienna barely made it out alive, and then she cleaned out Matt's safe and took off with Noah. Of course, Mitch Matt followed, but then Victor Newman, Eric Braden, distracted him by threatening him with the AI and then launching the AI against Matt's company. We had Mitch Matt raging at Noah, Sienna, and Victor, but then deciding that he had to back off immediate revenge and crawl off to lick his wounds and live to fight another day. Noah's shocking proposition for Sienna's safety. Next week on Young and the Restless, Sienna and Noah are safe back at the hotel, and they're talking to Nick Newman, Joshua Morrow, and Sharon Newman, Sharon Case, and I presume Victor is still with them. But Sienna thinks that Noah should get far away from her because she knows that Mitch Matt won't stop. Sienna tells the Newmans that until Matt is in prison or dead, nobody's safe, but Sienna is at particular risk. Despite the fact that it sounds like Matt was cheating on Sienna and had done it repeatedly, he was unfairly infuriated that Sienna hooked up with Noah. Even worse, while Mitch Matt was doing casual sex stuff with randoms, it seems like Sienna has actually fallen for Noah. Plus, Matt insists he was doing the right thing and he was planning to help Noah open a club. But then he betrayed Matt by sleeping with his wife, Sienna. But I think we all know it was no accident that Matt made friends with somebody with the Newman last name. Noah was always a target of some plot that Matt was cooking up against Sharon and Nick, and it just happened that Sienna fell into that plot and fell for Noah. Young and the Restless. Noah steps up. So when Sienna tells the Newmans that they're basically not safe in LA and not really safe around her, Noah is going to step up for Sienna next week. Noah tells Sienna she needs to come home to Genoa City with him and promises that Sienna will be safe there. That's going to get a little awkward, of course, when Noah is out with Sienna and they run into Jack Abbott, Peter Bergman, who thinks Noah is still with his granddaughter, Aline Gwynn, Kelsey Wong. So, Noah needs to bite the bullet and make that international phone call to break up with Allie, who is over in Europe. And by the way, Sienna does say yes to Noah, and she packs off to Wisconsin with him. Young and the Restless. Behind-the-scenes drama and looming threats. We've shown you some behind-the-scenes photos before of Sienna and Noah hanging out in crimson lights with Christmas decor all over. And although we're not seeing her on screen right now as Chloe Mitchell, Elizabeth Hendrickson, we do have some shots of Elizabeth Hendrickson because she is working behind the camera at Young and the Restless. She is directing episodes that feature the Noah and Sienna storyline among others. We also know that Noah and Sienna should not get too comfortable. Neither should Sharon and Nick. Plus, Victor is now on Mitch Matt's radar since he turned the AI onto his company and destroyed it. Roger Howarth said in an interview that Matt won't give up and he's going to follow the Newmans and his wife Sienna to finish carrying out his revenge plot on all of them in their home turf of Genoa City. So Matt won't be satisfied until there's blood, but it may be his in the end. Damian Kane's risky game with Phyllis and Lily. At the end of this week, we had Damian Kane trying to get the truth out of Phyllis Summers about her stealing his AI so that she and Damian Kane can move forward and start a new venture together based on honesty. It looked for a minute like Phyllis was going to tell him the truth, but things are really twisted up next week. When Damian Kane's talking to Lily Winters, Crystal Khalil, they have some sparks that shouldn't be flying if Damian Kane really was committed to Phyllis like he claimed. Lily is telling Damian Kane next week on Young and the Restless that she's taking one for the team and is going to go to the Abbott.com launch party. Damian Kane says it might not be so bad, but Lily says it's going to be tedious and boring. I don't know why she feels obligated to go to her ex-boyfriend's company launch. And then Damian Kane makes a pitch and says it won't be dull if the two of them go together. So, it kind of sounds like he either lied to Phyllis and is definitely not over Lily, or Phyllis didn't come clean. Young and the Restless. Phyllis won't come clean. Damian Kane said he wouldn't punish her for stealing the AI, but I just don't see Phyllis admitting it. Damian Kane trying to be Lily's +1 at a very public event like the Abbott.com launch means he does not care if Phyllis sees him out with Lily. Or maybe Damian Kane wants Phyllis to see him out with Lily, and that sounds like Phyllis decided it wasn't worth the risk to tell the truth. But Damian Kane may also be looking to step out with Lily, not just to spend time with her, but also to make it clear to Phyllis that if she doesn't come clean and tell the truth, she'll be on the outside looking in at Damian Kane with Lily. Young and the Restless. A milestone anniversary and a powerful AI dilemma. Also next week, we've got a romantic standalone episode where Michael Baldwin, Christian Jules LeBlanc, surprises Lauren Fenmore, Tracy Bregman, with an amazing night of remembrance and romance for their 20th wedding anniversary. That'll be on Tuesday, December 9th, and I expect lots and lots of flashbacks. Plus, the big news for next week is whether Nikki Newman gets her hands on the AI that Victor got from Phyllis, that she stole from Damian Kane. Jack Abbott went to her and told her that Victor was just about to use it on Jabot, and Jack reminds Nikki that she said she didn't want to see his company destroyed. So the question is, if Nikki gets her hands on it, will she delete it, destroy it, or however you destroy an AI program? Or will she hand it over to Jack and trust him to destroy it? That'd be a fun twist. You remember when Damian Kane told Phyllis to learn about AI and she went and Googled, "What is AI?" and then declared herself an expert within a few hours. I feel like that's what Josh Griffith, head writer, did. He Googled what is AI and then he decided he was an expert and wrote this convoluted, ridiculous plot. Side note, he's not an AI expert. Kane Ashby, Billy Flynn, has been playing with fire, and his fingers have finally been burned off. His revolutionary AI program, Arabesque, was not a vehicle for his redemption but the very weapon Victor Newman, Eric Braeden, used to financially vaporize. Spoilers confirm Kane forms a shocking new alliance. But who in Genoa City would partner with a man whose greatest creation has just been weaponized and who has nothing left to lose? The answer is the most volatile partnership imaginable. Phyllis Summers, Michelle Stafford, and a third unknown player, rumored to be someone with deep, dark ties to Victor's own inner circle. This isn't a business deal. It's a pact for mutually assured destruction. Kane, armed with his intimate knowledge of the AI's backdoor secrets, will join forces with Phyllis, the master manipulator who betrayed him in the first place, to unleash a counterattack on Victor. The gamble. Kane believes he can regain control of his AI, destroy Victor's retaliatory power, and thus clear his name. He is gambling his last shred of credibility on a woman who has proven she only looks out for herself. His plan? To use a Trojan horse program hidden deep within the AI's code, a digital failsafe he secretly built, to not just halt Victor's operation against Jack Abbott, but to redirect it back at Newman Enterprises. The chaos. Victor, in his hubris, has already initiated his plan to utterly destroy Jabot using Kane's AI. Kane's attempt to reroute the weapon will not simply be a clean digital hijacking. The two opposing AI commands, Victor's offensive strike and Kane's defensive hack, will collide in the digital ether. Imagine a cybernuclear explosion. The result is a total system collapse across the entire city's financial infrastructure. The power grid flicker. Crucial Newman and Abbott systems go dark. The bank freeze. Genoa City accounts are locked, creating a liquidity panic. The unmasking. The hack won't just hit Victor. It will inadvertently expose confidential, unholy secrets held by the third, anonymous partner, sending that person into a murderous frenzy to silence Kane and Phyllis. This financial Armageddon will not only destroy any chance Kane had of winning back Lily, but it positions him as public enemy number one in Genoa City, making even Adam Newman, Mark Grossman, look like a choir boy. Lily, who was softening her stance toward Kane, will be forced to choose a side as the world around her crumbles. Broken heart Noah Newman's lethal attachment. A ticking time bomb. While Kane is dealing with a financial nuclear option, Noah Newman, Lucas Adams, is carrying a more immediate, personal-level danger straight into the heart of the Newman ranch. Noah's return from Los Angeles, though a relief for Nick, Joshua Morrow, and Sharon Case, is tainted by his insane gamble of love, bringing Matt Clark's estranged wife, Sienna Bacall, Tamara Braun, home with him. The unwelcome guest. Noah is still reeling from his traumatic kidnapping, and his bond with Sienna, the woman whose husband Matt Clark/Mitch terrorized him, is an act of defiance, trauma bonding, and pure, reckless Newman arrogance. Noah promised Sienna he would keep her safe. The reality? He has painted a giant target on her back and brought it straight to his family. The gamble. Noah is gambling his family's safety on the premise that Matt Clark is financially crippled and defeated, and therefore cannot follow them. He is staking the peace of the Newman family on his ability to protect a woman from her vengeful, murderous husband, right under the noses of his incredibly worried parents. He genuinely believes that the mustache's digital attack on Matt's assets was enough to neutralize the threat. The chaos. Sharon's interrogation of Sienna next week is just the beginning. The real chaos erupts when Matt Clark/Mitch, who is confirmed to be on the loose and heading for revenge, arrives in Genoa City. The financial ruin inflicted by Victor has only made Matt more feral, more unhinged, and infinitely more dangerous. He has lost his money, but he has not lost his twisted obsession with Sienna and his desire for revenge against the Newmans. The standoff. Matt, driven by sheer rage, tracks Sienna to the Newman ranch, leading to a terrifying standoff. The Newmans are used to boardroom battles, but Matt is a physical, unpredictable threat. Nick's desperate act. Spoilers tease Nick takes matters into his own hands to protect Sharon. As the chaos escalates, Nick will be forced to confront Matt outside the law, in a confrontation that will have deadly consequences. Is Nick capable of murder to protect his ex-wife and son? This personal chaos is the perfect emotional counterpoint to Kane's corporate disaster. The ultimate tragedy is that Kane's digital chaos might inadvertently aid Matt's physical one. If Kane's hack temporarily knocks out the city's security systems or cuts communication lines, it gives Matt the crucial window he needs to strike at the Newman family, leaving Noah and Sienna trapped. The convergence of these two gambles, Kane's desperate hack and Noah's dangerous heart, will transform the week from tense drama into a blood-curdling fight for survival. Tornado, the crossover chaos. An unstoppable storm. The genius, and the horror, of next week is how these two storylines, Kane's ruin and Noah's romance, will inevitably collide and amplify the destruction. Lily's nightmare. Lily Winters is caught in the middle. She is pulled into the Abbott Communications launch party, where Kane's audacious suggestion to accompany her will turn heads. When Kane's hack explodes into public view, destroying not just Newman but possibly parts of the Abbott-affiliated systems, Lily will face an impossible choice. Side with her desperate, dangerous ex, or protect her family's interests from the very man she once loved. Her brief flicker of softening towards him will be extinguished in a cold, brutal wave of realization. Kane is a menace. Victor's fury. Victor Newman's reaction to Kane's attempted counterhack will be unlike anything we've ever seen. Kane didn't just try to steal his money. He tried to undermine his power and intelligence. Victor will unleash the full terrifying might of Newman Enterprises on Kane, making his former financial ruin look like a pleasant vacation. This will involve Adam, Nick, and Victoria uniting to fight the two-front war against Kane and Jack, all while Matt Clark lurks. The innocent victims. The Abbott Communications launch party, meant to be a celebration of new beginnings for Billy, Jason Thompson, and Sally Courtney Hope, becomes the backdrop for a technical and potentially physical catastrophe. Imagine the launch party, filled with Genoa City's elite, being plunged into darkness and panic as the AI battle rages, making the guests vulnerable targets for a crazed Matt Clark seeking a grand public finale to his revenge. Crystal Ball predictions. No one escapes untouched. This total chaos is more than just good soap opera. It's a terrifying lesson in hubris. Kane thought he could outsmart Victor. Noah thought he could outrun a killer. Next week, both men will learn that in Genoa City, a gamble that big always costs more than you can afford. Kane. His alliance will betray him. His plan will fail catastrophically. He will be completely isolated, left with nothing but a warrant for his arrest and the chilling realization that he may have given Victor more power over his AI, not less. His only move left will be to flee Genoa City, becoming a man on the run. Noah and Sienna. The return of Matt Clark will force a dramatic end to their whirlwind romance. The confrontation will leave someone gravely injured, or worse. The shock and fear may be enough to finally break Noah's stubborn attachment to Sienna.